What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And I feel like you guys should be welcoming me back because I feel it's been a long time since I've put something out for you guys. And that is because of a couple things. So I've been doing a lot of work here at home on my house, in the garage, on the actual insides of the house, and we've been getting a lot done. So with that being said, let me show you guys today all the stuff that I've done in the garage so that I can get this place up and running for YouTube videos. I had a video recorded a while ago. However, I didn't quite put it out for you guys because I wasn't satisfied with lighting in the garage and of the video. So what did I do? Let's start us off with lighting. I got 25 adjustable LED pot lights, 6-inch lights installed in my garage. So it is all controlled right here by the door on a rocker switch or dimmer switch, well, both. So obviously the rocker turns it on and off. The dimmer, you can change the brightness from chill to bright. And in addition to that, because I had like the regular, sockets that light bulbs screw into, I had 3 of those already inside the garage. I got 3 more added so that the entire ceiling is kind of like on a grid. Those lights that I have there are on this switch here. And this is a hell of a lot brighter. So these are all 4,000 Kelvin LED lights, the pot lights. These other lights are also 4,000 Kelvin, but they're 8,000 lumens each. So we have a ton of light. So the lighting department is definitely not something that we are lacking in this garage. And I am so excited because that means that every next YouTube video is gonna be able to be super bright, super well lit. Everything is gonna look super crystal clear, and I can't wait to show you guys. Actually, let me show you the box, because if you guys are interested in upgrading your garage lighting, I would say that getting these over the pot lights is actually a better call, depending on the color temperature that you buy. So 4,000 Kelvin is very nice on your eyes. It's not yellow where it makes everything look yellow, but it's not like that really harsh blue on your eyes where there's always a glare. I could be in here for the entire day and these lights are not going to fatigue me. So I got those from Home Depot. They were 50 bucks a piece. Well worth it in my opinion. I probably wouldn't have gone through the route of doing all these LED pot lights if I knew that these spider lights or whatever they're called, if I knew that they were that good. I would have just gone with those in the beginning and I would have been done and over with. However, you live and you learn. So in addition to the lighting, what else do we have? So we have power. So this garage has a separate 100 amp panel right here, and the previous owner had it hooked up to a welder, an air compressor, a 4-post hoist that he had on this bay here. And 100 amps is more than enough for anything that I'll be doing in this garage. Now with that being said, I had to use some of the power on that panel for a couple things. So firstly, I got all of the receptacles in the garage raised. So there's my car. All of the receptacles were about another 1.5 foot lower than where they are now. So right now, if I ever want to plug something into the wall, it's very easy and it's at chest height. I believe it's 48 inches is where we set them to. But because everything was finished, I had to get every single area that I wanted the new lights. I had to basically make a hole underneath it so that the wire could travel up to that spot and add a receptacle there. So I have one down there over the car, another one over here by the garage door, and I also got 2 more installed up top because I had the openers above the garage and above the car, and I got them moved, or I got new ones prop mounted or jack shaft mounted, but I didn't have receptacles up there, so I had to get 2 installed. So I now have one here and another one up there as well. So that also leads me to the next thing, the garage doors. Right now I have this garage here set to about 55 degrees Fahrenheit, and I don't want that heat just to leave the garage. I want it to be, not super warm. Obviously that'd be nice, but I'll just be spending way too much money given all the times that I'll be opening and closing the garage. So I just need it so it's adequately warm. Now with that being said, I got the garage doors, the tracks, the openers, and lights for the garage all moved. So these garage doors are 2 inches thick. They're the highest R value, which means it's the highest insulated door that you can find on the market. I had to wait, I think it was almost 4 months for these things to come in. The tracks I got changed over. I don't know if it was the previous video or the one before that, but I mentioned to you guys that the tracks themselves were much lower and it's gonna be getting changed over. So right now, if I want, I can put a 2-post hoist right here, put a car on it, and with the door all the way open, it won't, in theory, get in the way of the tracks. It won't get in the way of the car. There's not gonna be an interference with anything. So I got that installed. So new tracks, new tracks, new doors, this side, that side. The best part of this is the garage door openers. So I purchased two LiftMaster 8500W openers. That came with two of these, which is basically like the main control for the doors. There's a ton of settings and everything through there. And it also came with two openers that you would install inside your car, like two of the clickers. So I bought two more. I bought two of these, which is like a key fob opener. And I also purchased these guys here. I'll have links to all this stuff in the description box, but the reason why I bought this is because I wanted everything to be super clean. The main control panel set up right here, and from here you have all of your settings. It'll show you the temperature, it'll show you the time. You can open up whatever door you want. You can program the lights, the overhead lights that come included with this, that one there. So when you click the button, it shuts off, and I have it programmed where it operates both of them. In addition to when you open the doors or travel past the little sensors on the bottom, that light will turn on. So all of the wiring for the garage door is all tidy. I took all of it apart after I got the garage doors installed. I took it all apart, made it incredibly neat. My OCD was so satisfied after I did all that. But the cool thing too is that I have wireless openers here by the door. So I have no wires on top, behind, nothing. It's really clean. In addition to that, there's also a Bluetooth app that you can use. I get notified every time the garage door opens and closes, and I can open it and close it from my phone. It's sick. There's also another option where you can hook up a camera to it. I haven't gotten that route. I haven't gotten to that extent, but I've heard it's pretty sweet. So garage doors are done. What else do I have on this list? Let me show you. Air. So if you guys remember from the old place, when I was at my parents' house, I had this little air compressor. And this is the biggest 120 volt compressor that you can find. Or at least that's what I found locally at my stores. So this is, I believe, a 30 gallon or 20 gallon, one of the two. I think it's a 20. It's a 20 gallon air compressor. The CFM rate, is, pretty decent for a home, a DIY one, but it's not anything fancy if you want to run any kind of big tools. If you have a sandblasting cabinet, if you have any sanders, if you have any HVLP guns, you really can't, look, I want to say that you can't really run it on the small machine, on the small air compressor. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because you technically can do it, but you're going to be waiting for this thing to catch up and build back up the air because of how much air those tools use. So with that being said, I replaced this little one, this 20 gallon one that hooks up to a 120, regular outlet like that, for a very large professional grade 80 gallon Ingersoll Rand air compressor. Now this guy here is way beastlier of a compressor. It is currently bolted to the floor and it's through the concrete. I had to anchor it and I had to get all the tools to get that done. And I have all of that stuff right here. So I had to purchase this DeWalt hammer drill. Now, realistically, I probably could have rented one, but given how expensive it was to rent it, it made more sense to just buy one for myself, because this is gonna be beneficial for any kind of concrete work, whether if I need to, hack something up, or, maybe let's do tiling inside the house, or I need to mount the hoist to the concrete in the garage. This tool will be useful for that. So what it does is you put your fancy concrete SDS drill bit. SDS is just this little fancy attachment. So this is an SDS drill bit. You put this on the end of the DeWalt hammer drill. You set this to hammer and spin, and then you just put this to the concrete, find the correct depth that you want, and it goes through concrete like it's butter. The cool thing about this too is that because this is one of DeWalt's 20 volt tools, it's completely wireless, it's full lithium ion, and it's got a nice warranty with it too. I've used it for a couple things inside the garage so far. So mounting the air compressor, and I also put, as you can tell along the entire lineup here, this is my hose. This is my garden hose, and I put these little clamps over top. So if I ever need to, let's say, squeegee the floor or do anything down here, it'd be elevated and the hose wouldn't be in the way. But as of now, I think that's all that I've used it for. I want to say it was like 400 bucks. It was expensive, but the way that I see it, as you guys know with everything that I've done on this channel before, I personally think it makes more sense to buy the tool to get the job done, given that you're going to be using it more than once. So if, let's say, you're working on your car. It makes more sense to buy a set of jack and jack stands if you know that you're gonna be doing some more work to your car. If it's gonna be a one and done kind of operation, like, you know, let's say redoing the concrete, I'm probably not gonna buy a cement truck. I'm probably not gonna buy some of the very expensive tools, but you know, something that's a couple $100s like this, I consider that an investment. But the air compressor so far is so sick. I've used it for a couple things so far, and even just like filling up tires or doing any kind of job with it, there's no wait time at all. It is insane. You want air? It's got it. And it's got a ton of power behind it. I believe this thing is a 16 CFM unit at 90 PSI. If you guys know something about air compressors, it's a lot. What else? So the heater. So I have a garage heater inside here. It's natural gas. And I redid some of the piping up here. Or at least I retaped it because this is, I want to say close to 10 years old. Right now, this is the only way that I can heat up my garage. And it's kind of unfortunate, but the way that the person before me installed this thing, he installed it at a weird angle where the hole on the wall is too high. So there's like the pipe goes out, up a little bit, and then to the wall. And at the low point, the condensation forms inside of it. And it's kind of unfortunate, but I had to like install this really hack water bottle to it where it would catch the water that's dripping or the condensation, because otherwise it would land on the ground and if, you know, I'd come here every morning to come back in the garage and I have a nice puddle. Didn't quite love it, but it does the trick. It's warm. And the cool thing about this too is that I replaced the thermostat to it right here. And I bought this on Amazon. It's a Honeywell. It wasn't expensive. It was quite easy to wire up too because it was just 2 wires. Now, I'm not really looking to make it, you know, 100 degrees inside the garage over the course of the winter. I just wanted to be able to break the chill. So we have days outside where it's like minus 20 degrees Celsius. You know, it's not terrible inside here. If I'm working, if I'm moving around, if I'm doing stuff, I can take off my hoodie and I'm still warm. So it's been nice. I gotta say, it's a nice improvement over the little electric forced heater that I had from New Air. If you guys have a smaller garage, also with smaller ceilings, like a lower ceiling, that electric one is perfect. But this occupies a little bit more space. This garage is 26.6 by 25.6, and it's 11 feet tall. So there's a lot more volume inside this garage than my parents' old garage, or the one that I was using beforehand. I sanded the stairs, not anything too fancy, but these are the old stairs. These are the old stairs. These are the old stairs that were a part of the house when I got the place. It was in pretty rough condition because the guy used this as his shop. He would do side jobs, and I believe he oil sprayed inside here. So floor is degreased. All this is degreased. It's sanded. It looks decent. I'm happy with it. And in addition to that, I figured because I'm basically living inside my garage, if someone comes to my house, or even like, let's say UPS, they go to the front door, they ring the doorbell. If I'm in the garage, I can't hear them. So I got a friend of mine to help me wire up all the lights in the house, or inside the garage, and hook up a doorbell chime in here so that I can hear anything that's going on outside. The next thing that I want to get a security system for the garage, like a camera in here and a couple outside, because I had someone steal, nothing big, but I had someone steal my recycle bins. Yeah, that's where we're at now. So I have the garage pretty much laid out like this. I have garbage here. Snowblower should be getting moved sometime soon because stuff is starting to get warm. Garbage, recycling, I have more room up top. Cabinet 1, workspace here. And actually I can show you this. So this workspace, if you guys remember before at my parents' place, I had my wrenches on the wall. I'm gonna make something like that where, you know, it's up, it's out of the way, but it's gonna be kind of clean. But I also didn't like how I didn't have any extra lighting. So I bought some lights, made this little rig up top. The camera's gonna be funky because this is stupid bright, but I have lights on the bottom side of it aiming down. And if you're doing anything underneath here, you have so much light. It's sick. Now, if it's too much, I can also turn off one of them. But yeah, no, it's nice. It's a little weird with the camera doing its auto-focusing thing, but trust me, it's enough light, I'll tell you that. Other cabinet, garage tools, equipment, all the stuff that I use for working on cars, it's all in there. I have a mini fridge. I don't know if I'm gonna be keeping that for now, but it's here. My other cabinet, my other tool chest, workbench with my jacks and everything, and then I have my working, or like a, washing station over here. vacuum, and then supplies that I'm using for the next car or the next video, next build, whatever. Now, before I get into what's over there on that desk regarding tools in the next video, I also have a sandblast cabinet. So I made a video for you guys a while ago regarding one of those cheap $100 sandblasting cabinets that you'll find at Harbor Freight. It's decent, it does the job, it's a very good DIY tool, but because I'm getting to be, you know, a little bit bigger with some of the jobs that I'm doing, it's nice to be able to have a little bit more space. So I purchased the bigger version of their sandblasting cabinet, and hopefully that should be enough for whatever I'm doing. So if I need to throw a control arm or, you know, even just something a little bit bigger, I'm gonna be able to have something that's big enough to support that kind of job. In addition to that, I also bought this kit. It's a reclaimer, and it basically makes it so that when you hook up your vacuum to it so that you can see what's going on inside the sandblasting cabinet, it recycles a lot more of the media that's floating around, and instead of the vacuum just sucking it up and basically becoming garbage, you can reuse whatever it sucks up and it puts it into one of those buckets. I'll get into that for a later video, but it's a really sweet idea, and for $100, I think it's well worth it. You guys are gonna see that in a future video without a doubt. So this here is the LiftMaster unit. It comes in a large box, and the instructions are very handy for setting up multiple things like the garage door openers and getting the initial setup going. It runs on Wi-Fi and it's connected to Bluetooth, so definitely take a look at these if you guys are interested in hooking up one of these units to your house. It's a very nice system. These here are the straps that I used for the hose, for the garden hose. It's a 3/4 inch EMT strap. You can get these things at Home Depot, Lowe's, you know, pretty much wherever. This here is the replacement thermostat that I installed. This is the old school one that I replaced. It works, but you know, it's definitely a lot nicer with the screen and everything. I gotta say, it's a nice little unit. These here are all the openers. These are the wireless ones that you mount on the walls. Extra car clickers, key fob ones, and they also have other ones available. I'll link all this stuff in the description box. To anchor in the air compressor, I used a 5/8 SDS bit, and you can see that this guy here is pretty long. The anchors that I used were a little bit, I believe, over 5 inches, and that was in addition to this tool here. This is the hammer drill. This is the box and the part number if you guys are interested. I also purchased 3 of these hose reel hangers or hose hangers, whatever you want to call them. I have one of them installed right over there next to my air compressor with an extra air line, and I'm probably going to install another one maybe on this side or elsewhere in the garage for a garden hose or maybe even an extension cable. These things here will do the trick. I got these things from Amazon. One of my friends got something for me when I bought my house, and he told me that I can only install it or open it or whatever after I'm done with the garage. So I'm not technically done. I do want to hack up the concrete and get a hoist installed in here, but for now, this will do to get us going and get some car modifications, you know, on their way. So I have this here, this box that he got me. I have no clue what it is. So it maybe feels like vinyl wrap or something. Maybe it's the Milmas logo. Could be maybe a decal thing for the wall, like a car. That'd be pretty sick. It's been sitting here for a while now, and I'm excited to finally open this thing. So I'm not gonna look yet. Okay, I think it feels like a canvas. Okay, it feels like a canvas. It might be in something. As soon as I saw this red, oh, that's mint. Yeah, this is the Milmas logo. Guys, this is awesome. Linda, this is dope. I appreciate it, buddy. Okay, this is huge. Here's the back wall. I'm thinking maybe I can install it there, but it's still a pretty sizable thing. Let me, this is difficult too with one person. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna leave this as is, and I'm gonna get Kyle to come over and help me to install this on probably the back wall. I'll see if I can find a measurement or something from him, or maybe on the box, see how big it is, but I think that would look unreal just back there. What do you guys think? That's mint. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Now, let's get back to the Civic. So, as you guys saw, we have the Civic in the garage because this is the car that we're working on next. I have a bunch of stuff over here, and we're gonna be going hard with suspension and handling upgrades. So, I am very much so looking forward to all of this stuff. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. If you guys have any ideas for garages or anything else, any other ideas you think that'd be pretty sick to see, let me know. I'm happy to hear what you guys think. This whole garage and homeowner experience is all new to me. So if you guys have some advice, I'm all ears. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate the patience. I appreciate every one of you guys watching this video and being a part of this channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.